Today we're going to be repairing this small dent on the right hand rear wheel arch of this BMW, but I'm going to be doing it in real time so you don't miss a thing. You're going to see from start to finish exactly what I did to repair this dent step by step. Now this vehicle also had a crease dent on the boot lid, we can see it just here. So I'm also going to be doing a repair video for how I tackled this crease on the boot lid. So if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button right now and you'll be amongst the first to know when the boot lid repair is ready to watch. But for now, let's get back to this rear wing repair in real time. So I'm going to start this repair with hot glue. I've selected a round smooth tab, roughly the same size as my dent, and after applying some hot glue to the tab, I'm then pressing it onto the panel and I'm looking to get that in the centre of the dent. So I want that centre of the tab to be in the centre of the dent, the deepest part. Now of course we're watching this in real time, so it's about 10 seconds from placing that tab onto the panel before giving it a couple of pulls. And I can feel through my slide hammer that I've already had some movement. And if you watch closely, you can see it also move in the reflection across that panel. So my first glue pull has done fairly well, and I reckon I've probably reduced that dent by about half. It's given me a slight high spot, just where I was slightly off centre with the dent, so the next thing I'm going to do is just tap down where I've raised that panel slightly. So I brought it slightly high, I'm now going to tap it back flat before my next glue pull. And don't worry, I will whiz the camera around so you can see what it is I'm seeing from my end as well. So I'm just tapping really lightly there, making sure that I've tapped those shoulders back down or any unwanted highs. And then I'm setting up for my second glue pull. Because the dent is now smaller, I'm using a slightly smaller tab. But it's the same process, hot glue, and I'm looking to get it straight into the centre of the dent at the deepest part. So I got good results with the slide hammer last time, so I'm going to use the same process again. This time I've allowed about 15 seconds for that glue to cool down. But just as before, I'm going to select my slide hammer, give it a couple of pulls, and just start to feel that metal moving. So I'll clean up the glue, see what's left, and then once again tap down any high spots that I've brought up during that last pull. So at this stage, after a couple of glue pull setups, I reckon I've probably reduced it by about 70%. Now to give me a nice clean finish, I've decided I'm going to tool the rest of the repair from the inside. Now on this particular model, there is easy access to this section of the panel. I've taken out these two 10mm plastic nuts which hold the dirt shield in place, and then just here there's a grommet this size. Now that I've taken it out, there's a perfect hole which gets me roughly to the back of that dent. So the next thing I need to do is select the tool that's going to get me through that hole up to the back of the panel and give me the right leverage to be able to push out some of that damage. Now I'm going for one of my standard door bars. This is the shorter version of a hockey stick style tool from BLE Tools, and it's probably one of my go-to bars for door dents, but it's just the right size to get me through that hole and to the back of this dent. And now switching around to what I'm seeing as I do the repair, we can see the shallow, that little dent that remains. There's about 30% of the dent left. So right now I'm just using the metal finish of the tool itself. I've got no tape and no cap on. I'm just going metal to metal. It's a nice clean small dent now, so I'm really looking for accuracy at this point. I want the tip of my tool just to locate the centre of the dent so I can begin bringing up the low. So throughout the repair you'll see me adjusting my line board, and I'm really looking to get the optimum reflection to give me the most detail in my repair. So right now I've got it fairly close to the dent and at about a 45-degree angle, which makes those tight lines appear even tighter. So really it allows me to see the detail in the repair exactly what areas are high and what's low. So now that I've successfully brought up the centre of the dent, you can probably see I've got a slight high where some of those lines pinch together. So I can tackle this with my tap down, just gently knocking down those highs, bringing that panel flat again. And as we move around, we can see we're making good progress with that dent. There's just a tiny little bit of a low that runs through. So this time around with my knockdown, I'm actually opening up the dent just a little bit. So I'm tapping just around the kind of centre point itself. And whilst it makes the dent look like it's getting slightly bigger, in fact it's opening up the dents, and that means that that centre point is now slightly easier for me to locate with the tip of my tool. So I'm still using the same tool. I've got that metal tip, just trying to pick out the micro lows that are left in this dent. Right now you can see I've brought it just slightly high, and once again using my root beer tap down, I'm able just to lightly tap down those highs. So even with a relatively small dent like this, it can still be a bit of back and forth between lifting up the lows, tapping down the highs, repeating that process until your panel reads true. One of the most important things to ensure you get a good high quality finish is to make sure you've removed the damage from every angle. It can sometimes be difficult being able to read the damage, pick out what areas are low and what areas are high. So you can see here it's taken me a little while adjusting my line board round, trying to get the optimal view to allow me to see the damage and what's left that needs to be repaired. And once I've got my line board set up at the right angle for me to see what it is I'm looking at, I then continue that process, taking out the last of the lows. So right now we're about 7 or 8 minutes into the repair itself. Hopefully you're still with me, watching the step-by-step process of how this repair turns out. I don't do a lot of videos in real time. Some of my repairs I can be on for hours at a time. So you'll often see the shortened versions sped up, edited, or some time lapse to make it more entertaining on YouTube. However, if you do enjoy the content, you do learn from the lessons that I put out here on YouTube, then you'll love the online training that we've put together for you at Learn PDR Online. Right now we've got 2 courses available for you. We've got the Foundation course and the PDR Path. Now the Foundation course is aimed at the complete beginner. It's everything you need to get set up, started practicing PDR from home. We cover the tools and techniques required, how to set up your panel, read the line board, identify the tip of your tool, and of course start removing dents. We've also got our signature 7-step program, the PDR Path. This is a program designed to take you, the complete beginner, right the way through to becoming a successful paid PDR technician. As well as including the Foundation course, we walk you through right the way through to setting up your own PDR business and how to actually get customers and get paid for your PDR skills. So if you are looking to get started in the PDR industry, reach out to me, ask me any questions you want, and I will help you get set up so you can start achieving your goals of becoming a PDR technician. So now as we approach the end of the repair, the final thing we're going to do is really cross-check our work. That means we're going to use both the line board and also the natural light and really check our repair area from every angle. Left to right, top to bottom, front to back. Really making sure there's no distortion, there's no highs, no lows left in your repair area. The last thing I'll do with this panel is give it a quick polish by hand just to clean up any residue and the small marks that were left on the surface. Overall the repairs come out really well, and I'm now going to move on to that nasty crease in the boot lid. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and you'll be notified when that boot lid repair is available for you to watch. But for now, thank you for taking the time with me watching this in real time, and I'll see you in the next one.